Welcome back to the Home Studio Simplified Show. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time being here, this channel exists to simplify the complexities of the home studio and to help you make professional sounding music in a less than professional space. Now, the motto around here, I'm sure you've heard me say it a million times. If you've been here once or you've been here 150 times, you've heard me say this: we can dream alone, we can even create alone, but together we can achieve so much more. And speaking of togetherness, look at these awesome individuals right here who are helping to keep the lights on. You guys rock. I appreciate each and every one for helping to support what we're doing here on the channel. As you all know, time is money, and there's a lot of time that's invested into hosting these weekly live shows, the tutorials that go into the channel, as well as all of the other awesomeness. And so any donation amount that you have given, whether that be through the Patreon page, through the YouTube membership, or through the purchasing of courses, whatever that might be, or even with the super chats, just one-time super chat donations. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for that. I greatly appreciate it. And now, a word from our sponsor. Today's video is sponsored in part by the 𝗏𝗼𝐺 Academy. The 𝗏𝗼𝐺 Academy offers affordable courses from mentors, world-class engineers, Grammy winners, and multi-platinum selling producers. And with the resources available on the 𝗏𝗼𝐺 Academy, you can learn how to create radio-ready mixes from the comfort of your own home studio. Most of the courses also offer multi-tracks that you can then add to your portfolio and begin to build out your business. Follow the link in the description of this video to head on over to the 𝗏𝗼𝐺 Academy today and start learning the skills that are needed to take your hobby or your business to the next level. You know what time it is. It's time for a little Q&A session. And it appears that we already have a question queued up here from an individual who wanted to ask about the tempo. He says, can we change a tempo track in Cakewalk? There's no videos on YouTube. I would actually say that that's not entirely true. I believe I have a couple of videos on that here on the channel. Maybe you just haven't found them yet. And if that's the case, YouTube algorithm, I will get you. So with that being said, let's talk about the tempo track then real quick, because this was a new addition in one of the latest updates. They actually added in this little tempo track up here. Let me check this out. Boom. See this little thing right here? Show or hide the tempo inspector. So as you can see right now, this entire project is set to 72 beats per minute, but at any time I can add a new tempo based off of whatever I would like. Let's say I want it to go up to 85. I can do that, and I can tell it when to start that. So maybe just a few seconds into that, I want it to start at 85 beats per minute. So if you look at the playhead feature up here, it's telling me it's 72 beats per minute. Watch as it changes whenever I press play. Boom. Okay, now that is not to say that I have to leave it at that. I can actually go through, use the tempo track, which is found in, what was that, Alt-T? Yes, Alt-T. We'll open up the tempo track, and now I can actually draw in the tempos that I want. So you can get crazy with this, okay? Watch this. So I can have it go real fast, real slow, sort of build anticipation. Let me show you sort of a dramatic shift so you can kind of see exactly what I'm talking about here. And if at any time I don't like that, I can always go back over here and delete any of these tempos that I've made, or I can come up here and just simply right click on there and clear all that way as well. That brings me back to a fresh starting point where I can then set the tempo all the way right here. I can set it up here, or I can set it over here. So there's several different ways to change the tempo in Cakewalk. Great question though, and one that has come up from time to time. So one down, who knows how many more to go? Let's check it out. Let's go back over here and see if there's any more. Good morning from Japan. Wow. By the way, this is a newcomer, so we know what we do with newcomers. Crowd cheer for the newcomer. Good to have you here. I think I've seen this individual here before, but I'm going to give him a round of applause anyway. Why not? You know, everyone deserves a good round of applause every once in a while. But he says, I'd love to see you do a dangerous Michael Jackson multi-track breakdown. That might be coming in the very near future, if I could ever get past all of the madness that's going on here right now. And by that, I mean, I'm swamped. I've got a backlog of plugin reviews. I have got, I've got a review I need to do back here of the Slate Audio ML1. I don't need to do it. I just want to do it because I feel like if I'm ever going to buy anything, I always want to go and watch a review of somebody who's used it before. And so I bought this thing and I want to do a good review on it just to show you guys whether you even need to spend your money on that or not. So far, I'm really loving it though. I do have to say that. But with that being said, likewise, there's been some craziness going on at work. Over 70 people are getting cut. I don't know if I'm going to be cut myself. So that's crazy. And then 2 days ago, I actually just lost my grandmother on my dad's side. So it's been really crazy around here. I was actually contemplating not even doing a live stream today. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to hop on for a quick Q&A. Maybe it'll help me to kind of clear my mind and settle down for a minute, because I've been going crazy here with website building and product launches. We have a giveaway that's coming up. So yeah. Jump in here and see if we got any more questions. It looks like coffee. Greetings from Holland. Mark George is in the chat. Good to see you, buddy. I mean, it's good to see all of you, but it's good to see Mark. Need a new keyboard. Yeah. I'm doing well. Thank you so much. Obviously, with everything I just said, I'm going through a little bit. But you know, God is good, brother. God is good. All right. Let's see. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. And I wasn't saying that to try to pull on heartstrings or get anybody's sympathy, but I do genuinely appreciate your sympathies as well. So thank you so much. All right. Let's see what we got here. Yes. I humbly accept your condolences. So speaking of which, I just brought up the fact that we are having, it has nothing to do with that. I just brought up the fact that we're having a giveaway, and that's going to start in February. Actually, be February 1st, my birthday. I really shouldn't be cheering for it though, because I'm going to be the big 4-0, and I feel like my whole life is spiraling out of control now that I'm getting older. That's just age. It just creeps up on you. But let's talk about a little bit about that while we're waiting for some more questions to come in. If we have any more, that's fine. If we don't, we'll just hang out for an hour. But with that being said, we have a giveaway starting on February 1st. It's the Studio Without Walls collaboration giveaway. What do I mean by that? Well, myself, BandLab, and IK Multimedia are all coming together, sort of a meeting of the minds. and we are going to have this awesome song contest for the month of February. So the HSS song contest is going to be put off for a month. If you want to submit your song still, you can do so. It's just going to be under a different banner. It won't be under the HSS song contest. It's going to be under the Studio Without Walls song contest, and there's going to be some awesome prizes involved. So still the same monthly song contest that we have around here all the time, only this one is playing for keeps. It's got the big dogs involved. I'm on a whole new level today, guys. I don't know if it's being tired or stressed or what. So if I start acting weird, just realize that it's how I normally act anyway. So with that being said, what can you win? Okay, that's the big, what are we going to get? So from 𝗏𝗏 Multimedia, they're going to be giving away to the first place winner, the grand prize winner, is going to win Total Studio Max 3.5. Yes, you heard me correct. That's a $599 value. That's over 700 virtual instruments and plugins. It's crazy. Okay. Grand prize winner also gets an iRig Pro Duo IO. That's a $199 value. And this is an awesome interface that I've been showcasing here on the channel that can record 24-bit 96K audio anywhere in the world. All you got to do is just shove it in your backpack, get a couple of AA's, and you're good to go. You can record that directly into your phone on BandLab, actually, and then fly that back into Cakewalk. So that's very cool. Likewise, we're going to have a runner-up, second place winner, third, fourth, and fifth place winners. So that's going to make sure that more people are going to have access to these prizes than just a first place winner. A lot of these song contests in the past, and even the ones that I hold around here every single week, we only have one winner. So this one's going to actually have 5 winners. Okay. So that's super cool. So second place winner, runner up, is going to get a copy of Total Studio Max from 𝗏𝗏 Multimedia. That's over 500 virtual instruments and plugins. That's a $399 value. And the grand prize winner is also going to get a Flyby Ultra backpack from BandLab from the company Mono. That's a $299 value. And the runner-up will also get one of these backpacks. They're super cool. They're sleek. They're stylish. And they're actually made for musicians. So they have like little compartments specifically for musicians, for like cords, for cables. They have protection if you're going to put instrumentation in there or interfaces. Your laptop, whatever it might be, actually has a laptop zipper on the back. Super cool. These things are going for $299. That's going to be in there. So first place winner is going to get a huge prize package. Second place winner is going to get a huge prize package. Third place, fourth place, fifth place winners. Okay. Now we're getting down to third place winner is going to get Total Studio Max. It's another $399 value. The third and or fourth and fifth place winners are going to get the one mastering processor. Okay. Also, I'm going to be giving away courses. So for the first place winner, they're going to get the Ultimate Cakewalk course. That's a $97 value on the 𝗏𝗏 Academy. For the second place winner, they're going to get the Ultimate Cakewalk course. For the third, fourth, and fifth place winners, for the third place, they're going to get the Compression Simplified course. For the fourth place, Compression Simplified course. And for the fifth place, they're going to get a Creating a Song Step-by-Step video course. All of those are located on the website. If you want to go and check those out, you can do so. By the way, we got a brand spanking new, refreshed, revamped website. Super cool to look at. Look at this bad boy. This is beautiful. If you want to head on over to homestudiosimplified.com, there's also a ton of freebies on this front page right here, jumping out at you as soon as you get here. You can get my 15-step mixing process, which is, by the way, in the link that's been posted in this chat right now. You can claim your copy of that. You can also get the Creating a Song Step-by-Step 1.0 course. So the one that I'm giving away in the giveaway is actually the 2.0 course. It's the revamped version. This is the one, the Creating a Song Step-by-Step course that was included. And I think still it might even be floating around on YouTube. So it's not necessarily like a bona fide mini course. It's actually just a selection of videos that's already been viewed here on the channel, but they're no longer available, I don't believe. So you're going to get a copy of the Creating a Song Step-by-Step course. You can get my Mixing Bass Simplified cheat sheet. If you're dealing with low end in your mix and you're trying to figure out how to get that to sound good, this one will help. And I also have the Room Acoustics Simplified. So this will basically give you a quick down and dirty way to, down and dirty, I don't like that, but anyway, it's going to give you a quick way to figure out how to deal with room acoustics. Do you need to buy $700 worth of treatment? Do you need to just throw some blankets up? Who knows? Here we go. After you download this cheat sheet, this little guide here, you're going to know all about that. So also I've included a scammer notice on my website to let you know that if you receive any kind of emails, any kind of correspondence from someone who's acting like me, there's only a certain number of places that those emails are going to come from and originate from. So it's not me. I also have an about section. If you'd like to know more about me, you can come over here and check this out, why I started this channel, the website, everything. And it also gives a little bit of the nitty gritty on my background. So it kind of gets a little personal. And then there's a little bit about me being a Pro Mix Academy mentor and this awesome hero shot of me. I just need a cape and I'd be good to go on that. The reverb and delay calculator has moved now as well to this website. I had a lot of people asking about it. They wanted it to come back. So it is officially here. It is right here. You can still come over and check this out if you are unfamiliar with what this is. So reverb and delay are time-based effects in your DAW. So with that much being said, if I was to, in this particular project, we have 72 beats per minute is our BPMs. I can then change this to quarter note, half note. I normally will use this on quarter notes. But then I can also set that to regular, dotted, or triplets and calculate it. Then that's going to tell me that the quarter note will have a duration of 833 milliseconds. Does that look familiar? Well, it should, because that's the time that you can put in for your reverb decay times to get a reverb or a delay that will set in time with the BPMs of your specific mix that you're working on. I also give you a good rundown here of how to actually use the calculator and how to use the results that you get with that as well as understanding BPMs to all of that. So with that being said, you can also check out the podcast here on the website. It's all built in now sort of to this infrastructure. So you can just come straight over here and check this out now. You don't have to actually go to iTunes if you don't want. You can even download episodes straight from here and share them as well. And then I have a recommended section. This recommended section is going to be filled with products and gear that I recommend, stuff that I've used, stuff that I love. And also by clicking on these links and going and purchasing through my website, I'll even receive a small commission at no extra cost to you for just leading you to that product. Likewise, we have the blog that's over here. Not a lot to show right here, right now, because we're still building out this. But as you can see, a mix that sounds great everywhere. You can go and click on this. And now you can read this portion of the blog. Very cool. If at any time you want to go back home, you can do that. Boom. All right. There's a quick rundown of the new website. I'm super excited about it, super proud of it. That's why I'm actually going on and on about it right now. But there also is going to be a link included here on the front page here whenever you come here, whenever that giveaway is live, for you to actually go and sign up for that giveaway as well. So keep an eye on that website. Keep an eye on the socials. Make sure you're involved in everything that is going on. Okay, with that all being said, do we have any more questions in the chat? This doesn't have to just be about Cakewalk. This can be about anything you want to ask. It's an AMA or Ask Me Anything. One problem I've always had is knowing how to layer higher pitched vocals beyond my normal range on the track. You used to slow down a tape to do this, but I don't know how to achieve this digitally. Barry Fitzgerald actually had a question before this. I'll get back to that one. He said, can you record MIDI, say piano, one note at a time? Absolutely. You certainly can. Quick answer for that one. That's why I come back to it real quick. As far as this one, layering higher pitched vocals on a track is essentially no different than just recording or bringing in that track to actually utilize that within your DAW. So if I wanted to layer a higher pitched vocal on top of something, I could literally create a duplicate of that here within Cakewalk and then pitch shift it and leave it right where it's at. And then maybe, obviously, I would EQ that differently to get that layer to sit there, right? But yeah, it's not rocket science with digital. Actually, it's probably, well, I don't say probably, it is a whole lot easier to do this in a digital world than it would be in an analog world. So you're in luck. You are definitely in luck. And it looks like that got cut off again. I don't know how to fix that either. Sorry. How do you delete and add measures in the middle of a project without messing the alignment of your tempo, time, signature changes later in the song? So there is a method of doing this by going to your, what's it called? Events list. I think this is it. No. It is in your, let's see. It's not the inspector. It's not the track view. Maybe it is the events list. Yeah, I think it's the events list is where you can edit that from there. But if you want to just simply add in measures in the middle of a song without messing the alignment or the time or tempo signatures later in the song, what it should do is, like, let's just say, for instance, I wanted to insert a couple of measures here. I can go to insert. No, I'm not. I'm thinking the wrong thing. So what I can do is actually, where's it at? Maybe it is this events list. No, it's not the events list. Okay, so what I would do, let me just do it this way. What I would do is, if I was going to actually insert a couple of measures here, is I would just click and drag, or you can actually do it this way. Select the first note that you want to be messed with, so to speak. Hold the shift button, and then that will select everything after that. And you can just keep holding shift until you get that allocated to how you'd like. And then, or actually it would be easier, just click and drag over the areas that you wanted to change. So we're going to say, let's say it'll start right here. Okay. And then I'll hit the split button, which will split those off. Hold the control to deselect those, and hold control to reselect those. And now I can just simply drag them over a couple of measures. No harm, no foul. Okay, hit Control Z and that'll all be undone. So Mr. Fitzgerald wants to know, how do you record one note at a time? So let me go down here to insert a, insert an instrument. I don't know that my keyboard is plugged in though. All right, that should pop up here in a minute. Hopefully, Jacob, that helped to answer your question. If it did not, you need some more. You need some more Chernobyl Studios. I'm gonna knock you out. If you need some more help with that, let me know. As far as the tempo changes and adding measures. Chernobyl Studios. What is up, Scott? Good to see you, man. Here's a good one from Mr. Naveen, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the winner of last month's song contest, or actually be this month's song contest. I believe that's the same individual. We'll get back to this question momentarily, but first we're going to answer, how do you record one note at a time? So literally, let me click on this here and make sure that my MIDI controller device is being utilized to all of its beautiful properties. And it's not even being recognized. That's wonderful. do it this way. See if it recognized it. It did not. So I'm going to pull a fast one here. This will force it to be recognized, I believe. Or just maybe it's not plugged in at all. Here we go. Let's see. Yes, it is showing that I do have power, so it's just a matter of plugging it in the middle of a project, and Cakewalk says, no, you can't do that. So we'll get back to this question here just momentarily. Oh, cool. Looking back here at the chat, it looks like Scott has actually answered the question. Good deal. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. By the way, if you guys have not checked out Scott's channel, he's also a, I don't know if he's using Cakewalk as much as he was, but he's still a Cakewalk user. Back in the day when you first got your very first edition of Cakewalk and you broke it out of the quote unquote box and you uploaded it, one of his projects was right in there staring you in the face. So he's been a user for quite some time. Okay, let's see if we got it. Insert an instrument. We'll just use this piano real quickly. Where did that go? There it is. And go back to preferences. Nice. It is still not showing up. Well, I might be able to show you how to record one note at a time, but essentially all you would do is boom, just press a button, stop, press another button, stop, record. It's actually much simpler than what we make it sometimes. There it is. Little booger hiding out in there. Okay, so if I wanted to record literally one note at a time, let's say I wanted to make a chord, I wanted to make this chord, but I wanted to do it one note at a time, I could simply just do this. Let me solo that out. All right, so there's that. And I'm going to make sure that I'm in overwrite. Or comping. Oh, wait. I don't think it's override. I think it's sound on sound. Okay. So essentially, as you can see here, I've got all three of my notes recorded one note at a time. I said, as you can see here, and then I didn't even bring it up on the screen. I'm horrible. Okay. So now if I wanted to, I could use this select tool right here and go boom, select them bad boys, right click on them bad boys using the move tool. No, what am I doing? Just right click over here somewhere and quantize that. Look at that. Now they're all specifically quantized to the grid. I'm gonna lock them over here. Okay. Select my smart tool again. And I'm sure Scott from Chernobyl Studios is laughing right now because this is his major hangup with Cakewalk is MIDI editing. Okay, so now I'm going to do that. Click and drag over these. I'm going to hold the control button and the move. I think I got to use the smart tool. Yeah, I do. So I will select, control, select, control, select. I'm still holding the control. All right. And here's my cheesy little, oh yeah, I'm a cakewalker. I'm a cakewalker. Okay, so there we go. That's the cheesiest thing you're going to hear all day. Good deal, Pickle. And that's how I essentially just created one note at a time, but turned it into a chord and then just copied and pasted it because I'm lazy. And you know you are too. It's okay. All right, let's delete that track. Get that out of here. So essentially, that's what I did with what we're looking at here on the screen. These are the beautiful Abbey Road Studio strings. Check this out. So essentially, that's exactly what I did right there, just one note at a time, because I am not a classically trained musician in any right, and I hardly have any knowledge of what it takes to create a string arrangement other than just going off of feeling. But that's what I came up with. So yeah, it is definitely more than possible to do so. Weird email from some weird individual. Let's see. I'm not even sure what that is. Actually, that's a text. Sorry. And it has a link that I will never click on. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, here's a good question. This is one that'll make Scott happy as well, because we actually had an entire episode where me and Scott riffed out this very question. We had an entire interview. Well, it's not really an interview. It's just sort of a round table, Knights of the Round, talking about should you use Cakewalk or Pro Tools. And let me just right out of the gate say this: Cakewalk, Pro Tools, Ableton, Luna, whatever it might be, is just a tool. All of those things are just a way to get your audio into your computer and then to manipulate that audio and share it with the world. It does not matter which one you're using. None of them really sound better than another, with the exception of some of those that actually are built for collaring sound, like Harrison Mixbus, for example. I think there's another one that actually is built for analog sound. But with that being said, choose whichever one that you can use, choose whichever one that's going to work the best for you, and then roll with it. Just keep going with it. Whatever keeps you creative, whatever keeps you creating. So, all right. Loving the questions, man. Keep them all coming in. Well, hello, bro, he says. Thank you so much. I've been working hard on that website, man. Good job, Mob. Finishing up them exams. I would have done give up by now. I cannot stand exams. Plodding on through the porridge we call life. Good deal. And there's an incredibly loud text from weird number again. Okay, good deal. Craig Reeves, what is up, my friend? By the way, Craig Reeves is a first-timer. We know what we do around here for first-timers. Come on now. Come on now. We give him a big round of applause. So he says, where did you get that theme? Actually, I created this theme. This is my theme. If you want to buy this theme, or you would like to get access to it, you can either join the Patreon group, you can join the YouTube membership for any amount, even $1 a month, and you're going to get access to this as well as my Sheen theme. Also, there's some other goodies in there. Wink, wink. But yeah, you'll get access to those. If you would like to purchase it, though, it is $10. I have it on the store somewhere. But yeah, and that's basically just to offset the time that it took to actually create the theme, because as you can see, there's a lot of stuff changed here from the normal. If I was to go in here and use, let's just use one of their quote unquote generic themes. Not that they're actually generic at all. I actually like, not Mercury, but I actually like the tungsten theme that it comes with. It's not bad at all. It looks pretty cool. I like that darker look. Now, the Mercury theme, that's another built-in theme. This is reminiscent of what 𝗪𝗏 is using. So he's got a real snazzy one over there on his channel too that he's made himself, which is super cool. Now here is the Sheen theme, and I've had to label one updated because, and evidently that was not the one. There we go. Now the Sheen theme has almost like a look to it where it's almost like an app that you buy on the app store, some kind of like an Apple look. Everything kind of looks shiny. In fact, if you go into actually my favorite part about this theme is if you go into the, where's it at? I can't even think right now. Console view. The buttons and stuff look all shiny. I think it's super cool. I like shiny buttons. I like the shiny buttons. So if I widen all the strips here, bring this back out. Look at that. The EQ module looks nice and shiny. That's kind of cool. But yeah, you get access to that for becoming a $1 a month Patreon member or a $1.99 a month YouTube member. I have to throw out on the extra 99 cents because YouTube takes me to the cleaners with everything. But with that being said, yeah. What about the top 10 best free VST or so on the website? Hey, that's cool. That's a good idea. That is a really, really good idea. Gonna have to check that out. Might have to implement that. And you're probably going to have to remind me to implement that because I'm as scatterbrained as a squirrel with a nut. That was a horrible analogy because squirrels will always go back and find them. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Craig Reeves, it's his own theme, and you can get it if you join the Patreon page. Oh, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. LOL. Okay, how do you record a MIDI piano one note at a time? Actually, someone else, there it is. Hold the Shift R and then go to the step recorder. There you go. Actually, I have done a video on the step recorder here on the channel by way of people asking about it. I almost said by way of announcement. That's as you guys can see, I am not with it right now. I'm trying to be. I'm trying. Let's see. Let me find out where that video is that I actually covered. So I have an entire playlist of Cakewalk by bandlab tutorials. And if there's something that I haven't covered, I would be hard pressed to find it because I've nearly covered everything. Step recording. Here it is. Today. Hey guys, in this video. Okay, step recording. Sorry about hearing my voice on top of all that. So if you're into wanting to know how to step record, which will probably answer the question, as Mark has just so graciously pointed out, as far as recording one note at a time, step recording is definitely your way to go. So I've just posted that link in the chat now if you want to go and check that out. By the way, this chat will be available for replay, so if you have to leave and come back later, you can always get access to those links again. This is Chernobyl Studios being a rock star and answering the question about the tempo and insert time measures. Actually, I want to check this out. So it's in project. There it is. I knew it was up here somewhere. I just couldn't figure out where. Insert tempo changes, insert time measures. So yeah, so I want to go in here and go to project, insert time measures. I want to insert 4 measures. Whoop, there it goes. Scott, you're a genius. Don't tell your wife I said that. Okay. when I listen to, okay, here we go. Here's a good question. When I listen to my mix on phone speakers, the kick drum sounds weak. I know phone speakers have very little bass. What frequencies would you recommend boosting to cut through any other methods? All right. So with that being said, your kick is never going to come through on a phone speaker. I'll just say that much. Okay. You have a large amount of information trying to come through a little bitty pinhole speaker. Okay. And the only reason why the higher frequencies are able to come through there is because the higher frequencies are faster moving. They're very tightly knit together, and they can come through a small diaphragm of a speaker. Whereas bass frequencies require a larger diaphragm to be heard because they have more information. There's more energy there. With that being said, you're never going to be able to hear bass sounds on a phone speaker. Now, there are some things you can do to sort of trick the ear by boosting harmonic frequencies. So usually, typically speaking, the harmonic frequency of a bass guitar is 72 kilohertz. Okay. So if you boost the fundamental frequencies of that, and then you boost the harmonics, so 72 times 2 times 2 times 2, each one of those times 2 would be a different harmonic to try to boost. That's essentially what the Max Bass plugin does from Waves, which I thought I absolutely had to have it. And then I got it and realized it was trash, like everything else Waves does. But anyway, with that being said, yeah, I said that. With that being said, I got no love lost for Waves. Yeah, you'll never hear your bass frequencies on a phone speaker. End of story. Now, if you want to get those bass frequencies to cut through a little bit more, like I said, you can try to use some kind of oral enhancer, some kind of crazy mixing ninja trick. But to be honest, like it's easier in something like metal music, and I believe Chernobyl Studios would agree with this. Because metal music has a lot of attack on the kick drum to get it to poke through the mix, because there's already a lot of low end information in the mix. The kick is not necessarily like a thumping mix like it would be in a pop song. So in a pop song, it's whereas in, that was weird, by the way. Whereas in a metal song, it's almost like a tickety, 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 because you're mainly hearing the beater head. They want that to pop through. That's what allows you to go, oh, there's a kick there. It'd be easier on metal music, believe it or not, to hear the kick on a tiny phone speaker than it would be on an EDM track. So with that being said, thank you so much, Jacob, for the question. And thank you so much, Chernobyl. We appreciate you. Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da. Do, 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 do. Okay, so somewhere up here, I remember seeing, where is it? First time viewer, John Sanders. That's what I was looking for. John, good to see you, buddy. Sweet, but I have to admit that Robert is the man when it comes to Cakewalk stuff now. Nah, you'll always be the man. Step sequencer or piano roll. Yes. I'm not sure what you're referring to. I'm sure it's the other. Okay. Easy Cakewalk, save your money. Oh, that's about the Cakewalk Pro Tools. Yeah. I would lean more in the direction of Cakewalk, but then again, I'm kind of partial to it. So I've always wondered what tempo maps were exactly. How do you get the tempo map if, say, you have to send a tempo map of your song to a drummer to record on it? Okay, with that being said, there is a way to actually take that tempo map, create a click track based off of that tempo map. So essentially what I could do is, let me just show you here real quickly. Bring up the tempo map, in this case, the tempo track. Here, let me just do it this way. Alt-T. All right, so let's say that I wanted to have some crazy tempos going on here, but I wanted to send this to the drummer, who happens to be dyslexic, and he has a gray beard. Okay, because that will actually make a difference. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of these tracks. I'm going to mute them all so that we don't hear this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert an audio track here. Okay. That's actually not what I want to do. Hold on. I'm going to insert an instrument, and I'm going to choose some addictive drums, because who doesn't like addictive drums? And I'll just use like a really quick like kick and snare. Okay. So I'll open this up, go to my beats. Okay. Let me just get a simple beat. We'll go like with where's the bread and butter? I love this one. Okay. Bread and butter. Now, some of these will actually have where it's only kick and snare. What you can do though is go in here to transform, and I will remove everything but the snare and the kick. And this will essentially become a tempo track. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to make sure that this is set to sync tempo right here. Okay. I'll click and drag this into here. This will now get groove clip looping. And I'll just drag this out over a course of events. And this will become the new tempo map. I can basically just send him this audio file now, and it's going to be mapped to this tempo. Oh, we're going back to 85. Going back down to 50. Now we're starting to come back up to about 111. So that's one way that you could do it there. I'm sure there's probably a better way to do that doesn't require all that madness. But that's just the way that I would do it, because I like to do things the hard way, even though I'm lazy. And that's probably, I need to quit saying that. I'm not lazy. I'm just sometimes lazy. Okay. If I was lazy, I wouldn't be here with you guys right now. I'd be easy like a Sunday morning. Okay. Let's delete that track. Boom, bring it back over here. Okay, let's check her. Where do we leave off at? Boo doo 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 doo. Was I even showing that up on the screen? Yeah, I was. Okay, cool. Sometimes I get lost in the weeds here. I'm not even sure what I'm showing on the screen anymore. That can be scary, by the way. Okay. 𝗪𝗆𝗍 says, how do you record guitars? Live or with a tool like 𝗚𝗏𝗃 I always record my guitars live. I have used in times past, very sparsely populated in a track. I've used like sometimes the strum. I think I still have it, actually. It came with Cakewalk. String piano, bass guitar. I thought I had strum at one time. Maybe it disappeared like some of the other stuff that disappeared. Oh, there it is. Strum session. So very rarely I will use something like this, basically to just accentuate a chord or something that might be there that just needs a little help. So simply because I don't think they really sound the greatest. But yeah. So if I was to, now there's ways to get these to sound better. Don't get me wrong. So this is acoustic. This is supposedly an electric. So every once in a while, I might use something like that just to sort of bolster a track, but I really prefer live better. And the best way that I record my live guitars as of here lately has been by using the right microphones. And I have recently stumbled across and been a huge fan of, I say stumbled across, I've known about them for a long time, but I've actually recently acquired the Lewitt LCT 140, I believe it's called, microphone, and the 440 Pure. Both of those are absolutely amazing. Either one of them will record acoustic guitar very well. Put both of them together, you have a winner. And don't forget to add some free VST recommendations on your site. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Cakewalk is very good and takes some time to learn, but everything is, and there's tons of tuts out there. And by tuts, ladies and gentlemen, he means tutorials. Now, if he would have said tits, then he would mean, okay, we're not even going to go there. Anyway, this is a lifesaver. Nice, nice. Jürgen is in the house. Hey, Robert and everybody. Good to see you, 𝗟𝗟. 𝗟𝗟 is a gem to the audio community. Yet again, another great channel here on the channel. If you have not checked out 𝗟𝗟's channel, go and check it out. You owe it to yourself. He has a ton of awesome mixing tips and tricks. The guy's just a gem. It is good to see Scott on here, isn't it? I've been missing that guy. Honestly, I need to reach back out to you. We need to have another show together. Just get on here and riff out something. Talk about telling kids to get off of our lawn or something like that. Or you could mute them. What? What's going on? Do people need muted? What's going on? I don't understand. Okay, anyway. Tutorials. That's for an entirely different website. By the way, I have an OnlyFans if you want to go and check that out after this. I have many tutorials. Okay, so for the February song contest, can you tell us what sort of samples we will be given? So for the February song contest, the samples, that's a good question because I've not actually talked about that as of yet. So let's, good deal. Good to hear that, 𝗟𝗟. Let me pull up a quick little rendition here for you all, which by the way, I'm currently getting ready to finish up on a review of these Abbey Road strings. And I'm telling you what, guys, oh my Lanta, especially Mark George, who's in the chat here, and Jürgen, that would be another one. You know what? Everybody in the chat here will probably benefit from these things. They are absolutely amazing. They sound stinking spot on. And they have a very specific sound to them, the Abbey Road sound. They were recorded with Abbey Road mics from their beautiful mic locker. They have a way to blend the newer mix models of microphones that they have, and even their vintage models. You can blend the two to taste or just one at a time. Super cool. But let's take a real quick listen to this little ditty that I made up. You're not going to hear that because I muted everything. Remember? Remember, Robert? Okay. It was a day unlike any other. The sky was dark and lowering. Not quite the right dialogue over this kind of music, but you get the hint. Absolutely gorgeous. Very, very gorgeous. And then for like you pop lovers that are in the chat, this is more of a poppy sound. And yeah, there's nothing there. Oh, there it is. I don't have a lighter. Do those not sound absolutely amazing though? All right. Enough of that. Let's go back here. I'm going to show you some sort of behind the scenes because you guys are here. A little behind the scenes, real quick glimpse into the samples that you're going to be getting. Now, the main thing about this contest is going to be that you're using samples off of the BandLab website, as well as accentuating that with things from the outdoors would be awesome. If you can't, totally understand. But BandLab has a huge and ever-growing list of samples that you can use at any given time. So a lot of the songs that are going to be submitted are going to be being used with those samples. So these are just going to be some extraneous samples that you can use that you don't have to use. So none of the samples that I'm going to be providing are things that you necessarily have to use, which is why I may not even provide them at all, honestly. But this is something I recorded on the iRig Pro Duo outside, if you've watched the video. So check this. That would be my wife calling. So basically, this is a song that I was thinking about rolling with and saying, all right, what can you guys do with this? Check this out. Hello?
What are you doing?
Well, currently I'm doing a live stream and you're live on the live stream right now. Say hello to my wife, everyone.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Okay. Okay. I'll talk to you later then. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So with that being said, there's not really like samples that I'm going to be giving with this, because I actually wanted to keep it open in the sense that everybody will be able to have sort of this palette, this rich palette of whatever they can use. One of the stipulations is, though, that you have to at least use one thing from the BandLab website, and you have to give some kind of a link or show where you got that from. So, but like I said, there's a ton. In fact, these drums were actually created from the BandLab website. That was created on the BandLab app, actually. I'm not even gonna joke around and say that I've not necessarily been the biggest fan of the BandLab app. Here recently, I've been trying to pick it up more, get more used to it, and play with it. And I have to say, I have been delightfully impressed. And this phone is blowing up over here. Sorry. With what's been given. So these will probably be included. At least this guitar might be included. I don't know about the drums, just to kind of see if anybody wants to use those. And I kind of had an idea, like for a song called Outside that I was going to be. You know, I had an idea there. That was actually a DI acoustic guitar straight into the iRig Pro Duo. Sounds really good, by the way. And it sounded good out there in the outdoors whenever I was recording that too. I wanted to get some outdoor ambience, but man, it was getting so stinking cold that I had to abandon it. Good question though. And that is something that I was definitely thinking about including with some kind of something. So thanks, DJ Big Red 81. Thank you so much, Robert, for your kind words and support. You're a super great friend. Well, I thank you. You are also very supportive, and I love you to death. All right. In addictive drums, I meant muting each unwanted kit piece instead of decreasing the volume. Yes, that is definitely a possibility. Like I said, I do everything the hard way. And it's also, when you're live, things just don't flow the same way. Will there be a celebration when you reach 33,333 subs? That's crazy that you would say that, actually. The number 333 has come up in my life like crazy in the past 3 years. That was the wrong button. There we go. That's better. in the last 3 years. Okay. Yeah, the next celebration is going to take place at 50,000 subscribers. And the reason why I'm pushing it out so far is because I want the 50,000 subscriber live stream to be lit. I want it to be iconic, epic. I want there to be flames coming out No, I don't know what I'm going to do. But we've pushed it back that far because we got a lot of stuff going on here on the channel. We're building websites. We're getting people involved on the back end. We're getting moderators more involved. We got, hopefully here soon, we're going to have a membership area on the website for HSS member, VIP members, where you guys can all go, and it'll be sort of like a Facebook community without it being Facebook, because we all know how that is. So that's going to be cool. Lots of cool stuff in there. Hi, Mrs. Wife. Hello, Robert's wife. Hello, Mrs. McClellan. 𝗟𝗶𝘅 𝗧𝗿, first timer, he says, why would Cakewalk lose its drivers when creating a new project by picking a different template? That's a good question. Honestly, the whole drivers issue with Cakewalk right now needs to be resolved. And I've been on the forums, I've been on the websites, I'm on the back end as a bandlab insider telling them this stuff. And all I keep hearing is that they are in the making of revamping things. So whatever that means, go and figure that one out. But at any rate, so if we have no more Cakewalk questions, we are going to go ahead and call this a day. I want to make mention of the fact too, if you are not aware, to keep an eye out yet again for everything that will be going on here in the next few days. So real quickly, I started this and I want to finish it. So maybe individuals, you're asking yourself like, okay, we know a little bit more about the contest now, but what all does this entail? Well, I'm going to break all this out for you before I go. Can Cakewalk stamp chords? Yes. Yes. And there's the number 333 popping up in the chat. You guys are crazy. How do you connect Arturia MK2 to Cakewalk? I personally don't own it, so I'm not sure necessarily. I wouldn't want to give you the wrong answer. And there's that 333. But I'm sure it's just like anything else. You would connect it through the preferences menu is how I would. Micah says in MIDI in the piano roll. Good deal. Micah is another individual who is very MIDI heavy. Can Cakewalk stamp chords? Yes. So if you take a chord per se, like you can just drag and drop chords in there. If you have a chord library, you can actually save chords. Once you've created a chord, you can save it as a MIDI file, bring it back in later. And then if you want to, you can actually highlight that chord, hit Control D, and it will copy and paste it one right after another, right at the very end of it, but right up to it. And so if you stretch that out to the timing that you need it, copy and paste it, it will be seamless. So yes, it can, in a sense, do just that. If you mean the keyboard, like the Mini Lab, then yeah, you would just plug that in via USB and let your computer then recognize its drivers and bring that in there. So real quickly, he wants me to show him, he says. Let's bring up a blank project right here. I'm not even sure what this is. What is this? I don't even know what that is. I had a project in the queue and I don't even know. Anyway, so let's insert a MIDI track. Actually, let's do it this way because this, I don't know why they didn't just do it as an instrument, but whatever. Let's do, let's see, what do we got here? Let's do some Cakewalk true pianos. And we'll go ahead and delete that because an instrument track has both the audio and the MIDI built in. So why not just do that? I don't understand it. But anyway, I'm going to hit the B button for my browser, and that's going to pull up all of my files. I'm going to go to my Unison MIDI pack. Yeah, I bought it. And then I'm just going to find something real simple here, like some funk. Okay. Okay, gotcha. So let me go back in here then. That's not what I was looking for. Which one am I looking for? MIDI library, Unison MIDI chord pack. That's what I'm looking for. So, okay, here we go. Got a chord, gonna bring it in. All right. Butt it up here. All right, so now that I've got that there, I'm going to select on that. I'm going to hold Control and push D. And as you can see, it's just a copying and pasting like a madman. So there you go. Bring that over here. Let's just go ahead and bring this in here. Look at this crazy chord progression we're creating, guys. Need a cool melody? I got you. Okay, anyway. We all know that guy. I don't want to be that guy. All right, so anyway. Where was I going? Oh, the giveaway. So, with the giveaway. Here's some things you need to know about the giveaways. Okay, so here's how it works. For one, there is $2,700 worth of prizes to be given out. Here's how it works. You complete the steps in the form that's going to be up on February 1st, my birthday. You complete those steps. The more steps that you complete, obviously, the higher the chances you have of winning the complimentary prizes. So these are prizes that you can win just for entering in this giveaway. You don't even have to submit a song. There's going to be complimentary prizes as well for everyone who enters. So if you're a true rock star, however, you are going to submit a song either on the form that will be there, like there'll be a link on that giveaway little page, or you can do it on the website. So you will submit your song, much like you would with the HSS Song Contest. You'll do it through that Google Doc type link, and the deadline is going to be the 28th. So it's going to start on the 1st. It's going to go until the 28th. So you'll have an entire month to get a song together. I wanted to do it that way so that it gives everybody plenty of time to sit down and be creative. Your song submission will then be listened to by a panel of awesome judges who will then choose 5 of their favorites. The judges will then come together and tally up the most votes between their choices, and the winners will be based off of that collective tally of votes. So the submission with the highest amount of votes from all of the judges will be the first, and then the next will be the second, so on and so forth. So you submit your email on this form so that we can notify you of your winnings. Once your mix is finished, you can upload it on that form. Your label on your mix has to be your name, your studio name, your band name, whatever that might be, and the song title. It can't be mix number 344.mp3. That's not going to be acceptable. You have to make sure that your mix is downloadable so it can be reposted later if you win, and you also have to be willing to share that with the world. And the song contest is for original non-copyrighted work. Anything else will be disqualified. We're not going to deal with copyright strikes. Mastering on your song is optional. You aren't being judged on how loud your mix is, but rather how musical and emotional that it is. Now, if you aren't going to master the song, it's the best practice to have it peak at a reasonable -3 to -6 dBFS, so it's not too quiet as well. And last but not least, obviously, have fun and experiment, because this is what creativity is all about. All right. That's the nitty-gritty on the contest. Let me go back real quick. Before we end today's stream, just make sure that I got all of these questions. Doom 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 doom. Yep, exactly what he just said. So if you go up to your preferences menu after you've plugged it in, you scroll down to MIDI devices. It should be in here, much like my Oxygen 49 is. So you have to plug it in. I would honestly, I would plug it in before you open Cakewalk, and then open Cakewalk like you normally would. So with that being said, so you can use the transpots buttons. Yes. At least I can on my keyboard. I don't know about the Arturia. Blah, 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 blah. Yes. So in order to get this to work as a control surface, I have to go in here and add the control surface right here. Select my Oxygen M49. It is now a control surface. Hit apply, close it. And now if I wanted to, I could open up a project. Which will take forever. Okay, so I'm going to open up this project, and let's say I wanted to take this here and map it to a fader. Gotta find a fader here. Okay, so let's say I want to remote control, and I'm going to say this is, we'll just use wheel. Learn. I'm going to move this fader now and hit OK. And as you can see, it's not going to work. All right, hold on. Remote control. Why did it go to that? Well, it's not. Oh, it's like lagging. Okay. So it's trying to work. Let me do it this way. Instead of doing it that way. I'm not sure why it's never been that hard before. Disable remote control. Let's try this. Oh, you know what? I wonder. It might not use that fader because of where it's located. Yeah, that was it. That fader is allocated to something else. Anyway, so as you can see, I've just mapped a fader. So as you can see, my screen just froze and would not show it. I said don't show it whenever I'm zoomed in. There it is. And this is me moving the fader on my keyboard. So yeah, it was simple if you don't run into the same things that I just ran into. Oh, okay. So that's the problem you're talking about. Yeah. It's hit and miss. But you have to find out too which of the knobs are actually available on your MIDI control surface. So like if I go up here to ACT, there's actually a way to map this out too with this. And you have to find out like, okay, well, which one is which through here. And it gets crazy. I'll be honest. It's hard to figure out sometimes. But yeah, like if I went up here and I wanted to use the transport maybe. Let's see. Man, that's worse. Okay, so I have the ability here to use the transport feature. Let's see. I do remember though that once you were able to get it rounded about where you liked it, that you were able to save that then, and you could always bring it up. Seems like there was another way to do this too though. Yeah, Cakewalk generic surface. I think that's what I'm thinking of. So I'm gonna go up here and delete that one. Okay, then I go over here to act. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Okay. So then you can come in here and you can say parameter 1, record arm. Let's see. Volume solo record arm. And of course you have, these are like preloaded. Like you can preload those. Global parameters play. So okay, so it took me a little bit of time there, but as you can see, I can hit the play button now on my keyboard. And there we go. That just seems like a big headache. I think there's a way to, let me see here. Yeah, that's a problem. Anywho, I messed around with that long enough. Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Thanks for the link there, Jürgen. Appreciate that. All right, guys, we've had a good time today. We are going to go ahead and call it a day. That way I can give my wife a call back, make sure that nothing's amiss there. So with that being said, seems like there's something we got to do. What is it that we got to do next? Oh, yeah, I remember. We got to spin the wheel of awesomeness. Oh, wrong way. Spin the wheel of awesomeness. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we're going to spin the wheel. Wherever the wheel lands, that's what we're going to do. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. We have a favorite. All right, so this is going to be a real quick, easy one. Of all of the tutorials that I have released here on the channel, which one has been your favorite? That's kind of self-serving, I know. Wheel of awesomeness. I've released a ton of tutorials. In fact, I got too many to even count anymore here on the channel. Which one has been your favorite, though? That's what I'd like to know next. All right. I'm going to go ahead and end today's live stream, but before we go, I also want to give some shout outs to these individuals because they rock. Thank you all so much for following us on Facebook, for subscribing to the channel, or for pledging your monthly donation through Patreon, through the membership. 𝗪𝗏𝗿, you're such a nice guy. He says, my favorite's the one where you're in the video. That's good. Speaking of which, 𝗪𝗏𝗿, you're supposed to be brother. I reached out to you, man. Now that I think about it, we were talking about bringing you on the channel for another 5S. We need you on this channel for one of the 5S video series videos. In case you guys are wondering, what in the world is he talking about? I have a playlist on the channel here that's called the 5S video series. These are simple, shareable solutions to help save you time, get you better sounding mixes in 5 minutes or less. And in that playlist, I have individuals from other channels even that come on and collaborate with me, and they give like a quick tip or trick in their DAW of choice, or they share something, some sort of knowledge bomb. They drop it. So if you haven't seen that, check this out. This is kind of what that looks like. Wrong one. But basically, as you can see, I've got one here: organization techniques, sidechain compression. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 has uploaded Andrew Shep's vocal mixing trip. Anita Potter from Anita Potter Productions, she's got custom keyboard shortcuts for Reaper. And so that's also a way for me to accentuate things where, like, I don't use Reaper, but I would like to help out people that do. So I don't use Pro Tools, 𝗪𝗏𝗿 Studios, but maybe you could come up with a quick video that would help people with Pro Tools. And then I'll post that here on the channel. You get to obviously have a shout out to your channel. I shout it out. You can shout it out. We got 𝗪𝗏𝗿. We got Audio Surgeon on here. 𝗟𝗏𝗃 has been on here before with some heavy guitar tones with using free plugins. And then I have the initial fader groups that I released here. So yeah, 𝗪𝗏𝗿. If you are interested in getting involved in that, man, let me know, because I will send you a link, and then you can upload your video right to that link. It's super simple. But yeah, I'd love to showcase some of your expertise here on the channel. In fact, I'm getting that link together right now before I even get off here. The link will be mine, and then it's going to be yours. And you know what? I'm going to send that over to your Facebook right now, buddy. That'll learn you. That'll learn you. If it'll ever open. Good night. What's wrong with Facebook lately? Okay. Ba-do-do-doodly-doo. And there you go. All right, Scott, I sent you a quick message now with that link. I want you to really consider that. Cubase for life. Thank you, DJ Big Red 81, for posting his channel in there. Appreciate that. What do I think of 𝗬𝗁 audio monitors? I've never personally used them. I've heard a lot of good stuff about them. So thank you again, DJ Big Red 81. I'm just going to start calling you DJ because that's way easier. All right, guys. So until next time, you know what we're going to say. You can create alone. You can, I'm messing up my own slogan. You can dream alone. You can even create alone. But together, we can achieve so much more. Bye-bye. No, I'm not leaving. I'm staying right here in this little bitty screen. Yep. Here I am in this little tiny screen. You're never going to see me again because I'm here in this little tiny screen. And where did that go? I love it when you're... I don't even know where that went. Anyway. That's not it either. Coffee screen. All right, here we go. Love each and every one of you. We will talk to you all on the flip side. Stay tuned for awesomeness that's coming up. And of course, remember, you guys rock. Bye-bye.